Bienvenidos a 360 News, fuente de noticias, deporte, salud, inmigración y más. Visión 360 News es tu voz, tu comunidad y tu visión.
¿Qué tal? Gracias por acompañarnos. Bienvenido. Welcome to Vision 360 News. This is Mario Matute. We'll be speaking this afternoon with three representatives from LA Metro that will be giving us an information as to how this metro will be ready to handle the large, significant event that's coming up. Millions of people will be arriving to Los Angeles to witness and be part of this amazing soccer World Cup. So we will start with a specific large question: is how is Metro ready to handle this massive group of people that are coming from all over the world?
Hi, good afternoon. This is Ray Sosa, Metro's Chief Planning Officer. We have been working diligently for the last couple of years talking about how to prepare for the World Cup and other big events. Metro is no stranger to hosting a number of big events on the same day, with a number of championships being won in Los Angeles over the many years. One in particular just last year was the World Series that the Dodgers, our LA Dodgers, won. If you attended, you would see our system in action, but we can always do a whole lot better to improve our system. Over the last several years, we've been opening up new segments of our rail lines. The regional connector in downtown Los Angeles opened up, connecting east to west and north to south with the A and the E lines. And just recently, we opened up the LAX Metro Transit Connector station, which is off the new K line, which also just opened up a couple of years ago. And this LAX MTC opened up the final segment, which allows people to take rail to the airport. Not a Metro project, but will soon open in the near year, and next year, is the automated people mover that LAX is building. So that, in addition to bus-only lanes that we have been implementing as part of our quick build efforts on our existing bus system, we have been working on all of these to be ready for not only the World Cup, but also future games as well.
Right, and the 2028, the Olympics is also coming to Los Angeles, correct?
That's correct.
That's another large event, and moving forward, right after 2026, we got the Olympics coming 2028. So obviously, back to back, this large events, and Metro is ready to handle all this massive group of people coming from, like I said, from all over the world.
Yes. Well, we definitely have to be prepared and coordinated. So we're working with all of our partner agencies locally, City of Los Angeles, all the different transit systems. But we also, this is, the games is going to be America's games. And we're working to try to borrow buses from other agencies across the country to help us build an even greater transit system. We're looking to try to bring in over 2,500 buses, in addition to the buses, the almost 2,000 buses we run and operate today. And by the games, we also plan to open up 3 more segments of the D line, which is if you use the colors, it's the purple line on the map, heads west out to Westwood. So a number of exciting opportunities for us, but it does require quite a bit of coordination with local cities, with major cities, and with the County of Los Angeles. And we're doing that right now.
Excellent. Actually, you answered my question, because that was the next question to you, is how are you coordinating this effort with different entities, cities, but also like police departments, or non-profits or for-profits, or anyone involved in this very large worldwide event. So what you're saying is that you're already in the process of communicating and planning to make sure that this event is going to be moving forward very smoothly.
Yes. And so at the coordinating it all is LA28, which is the organization that's really responsible for putting on the games for Los Angeles. So determining what venues, how many venues, how to get athletes, umpires and referees, and the media to and from the venues. That
Right.
is all their responsibility. And then under that would be how to move all the people who want to get to the events, and how do we make sure that people still are able to do their daily jobs and get to where they want to go during that period of time. And so that is on our shoulders, as well as all the other public agencies in Los Angeles County.
Okay. So in addition to all that you all described, would you be expanding the working hours operation Metro?
We're looking at increasing frequencies of the buses and the trains. We have not committed to yet to extending the hours of operation, but we're discussing what makes sense in terms of keeping the transit system open for certain periods of time, for longer periods of time. We're, as I indicated, we would add a number of buses to the system. That also means we need drivers and we need maintenance crews. Many of those maintenance crews would likely be using those off hours to make sure that none of the vehicles go down while we're hosting this big event, so that we can be a reliable system during the most critical time of the games.
So in terms of the whole preparation for this event, how prepared is Metro with to welcome people with different languages?
Yes.
So from Spanish, obviously, but you're going to be having people, speaking different languages coming into Los Angeles. How are you going to be handling this interesting challenge?
Yes. Well, fortunately, we are Los Angeles, and there are a number of languages, many languages spoken in Los Angeles, and so we do have experience and an understanding, but we can definitely improve on our systems by looking at graphics that are universal for wayfinding, to allow for people from a half mile away from a station to know how to get to a station or to get to a bus line. We're also looking at utilizing social media, as well as other technologies that would allow us to not have to necessarily use languages, but use images and augmented reality, virtual reality, to provide people who may have their tickets on a cell phone, or know their directions on a cell phone, to be able to get to locations. But we do know not everybody will have a cell phone, a smart device, and so we intend also to make sure that we have whether it's place marking in the stamps on the concrete, signage on lamps and banners on poles, to know when you get to a location, you're in the right location that you need to be.
So at the LAX, you will have posters, signage, and everything in different languages, because that's the first part of LA that they will be arriving. and you will be directing, hopefully helping people to know where they're going to go. Los Angeles is a huge city. So would you be having something, or what are you planning to have at LAX to be able to direct a massive number of people to different points in Los Angeles?
Right. So yeah, we do have a system that we've been using for the last few years, actually, to help us provide people who are writing our system information and comfort, and that has been the use of ambassadors.
Okay.
So our ambassadors are people that who will now be Metro employees who are at stations, not just the LAX MTC, but who are there specifically to support people in finding where they need to go, whether it's on the rail system or the bus system or out in the neighborhoods. They will be at along the system lines. They will actually ride the trains themselves. They are at stations, and they will have the information. And if they don't have the information, they will have a device where they can use to pull up the latest information. And that includes, for instance, if we do have an issue related to one of our transit lines or rail lines for a temporary moment in time, what other ways and means to get around can occur. So they're strictly about providing a friendly face and information on how to ride our transit system. We'll not only use them, we'll likely require staff from all different departments to volunteer and support, as well as maybe even looking at other volunteers in terms of looking at providing directions to folks.
Before we move to the next question, you mentioned volunteers. Are you going to be recruiting volunteers, and how, if people are interested, what will be the what do they need to do to volunteer with LA Metro?
So we're likely. Well, I know that we'll need volunteers for LA 28 altogether for the games.
Yes.
Some of those will likely be needed for support of how to get to and from transit systems. We're working on how that system would work, how many of that would be Metro focused versus just the games themselves.
Okay. Now, in terms of security, that's the large question that, as I talk to people, the main question is, what message would you give to people all over the world that the security in Los Angeles through a Metro, what security system are you going to be implementing to ensure that everyone is going to be okay?
Yeah. So, coming out of the pandemic, I think the world, and especially transit systems, experienced quite a change and a need in terms of how to do security and how to make sure that we look at our public transit, not only in terms of security, but also in terms of providing services for those who are maybe unhoused, those who have challenges. And so our approach is going to be a combination of those types of services. We've made a lot of progress since the pandemic. Just this past year, we actually just hired our new chief of transit security. I think that the official title of the department is the Transit Safety Department. And we just hired Chief Bill Scott. And his hiring is to initiate the stand-up of Metro's first transit security department. So we will now bring that in-house. And those services will be not only to provide security, but also to coordinate and provide those services related to folks who may be unhoused, folks who may be experiencing emotional distress,
Mhm.
etc., as well as providing, again, a friendly face and a knowledge about the system, about where to go. In addition to that, we have been installing fare gates that are much taller than the fare gates that are in our rail system, so that
Okay.
folks cannot, get in without paying. And we understand that in some of our evaluation, that actually has helped to reduce basically folks who want nothing else but to cause some trouble at the station to be able to get in the station. It really deters that type of behavior. In addition, we're looking at other types of innovative technologies that would help us make our stations and our buses safe. As reported maybe a year ago, we've installed a greater level of protection for our drivers as well to avoid any conflicts, because of course, as you know, you interfere with our drivers, you're interfering with all of our riders who are on our buses as well. So we've taken a number of important steps to really increase the level and expectation of safety in our system.
Perfect. So in regard to the campaign, what campaign are you implementing? I'm referring to educate and inform Angelinos, especially seniors who are using the metro system. Will be something new to them to see a massive number of people getting into buses and trains. How are you going to be informing them or educating them? This is what is coming, so they don't get scared. See so many people getting into the transit system.
Yes, that's a very good question. And Metro does work with a number of community-based organizations and entities that do provide service, and in some cases, Metro funds those services related to seniors or folks who may need a little bit more time to get on the system. We do work with access services. We have provided actually funding to, as funded through the state, on on-demand services for persons with disabilities. And so we would use those means that we've communicated, those partners, to help us spread the information of where some of the activities may occur, because in addition to the events, which are going to be major times, or there are going to be times where a lot of people are going to be moving in certain directions.
Right.
We're going to also experience a number of people getting to locations where they may actually be able to view the events, even though they're not at the event. So, you're thinking of LA Live and the Grand Park and other locations. And so we'll have that type of information available to seniors through working with our partners and with CBOs as well.
Okay. So before we wrap up this conversation, let's talk about what this means to Metro to have this massive event. What does that mean to the city of Los Angeles?
So it's an opportunity to show and shine on how the people of Los Angeles can come together, and the world can come together, and the United States can come together to celebrate each other, to celebrate our differences and our similarities, and that we can all get there and travel and enjoy communities that we may not have experienced before. In Los Angeles, you, even an Angelino, may never have gone to the Valley for much of their life, or sometimes not even to the beach for much of their lives. But there's, we have so many communities that are the largest community outside of that country, and to finally go to Koreatown for the first time, or to Little Tokyo, or to Boyle Heights, or to Plaza Overa, these are the types of experiences that we hope everybody gets to enjoy, and at the same time see how Metro or LA's transit system is growing and becoming a full-fledged international experience. So we're really excited for that opportunity.
Excellent. Okay, we are ending the conversation, but we'd like to ask you any message you'd like to send to Angelinos.
Absolutely. So really excited to be at the forefront of the games in terms of what is on people's mind. You ask people, or you tell people that Los Angeles is hosting the games, and they get excited, and then the first thing they ask about is, well, what about all the traffic? And we are definitely going to have a number of solutions for people to not have to use their car those weeks of the game. And we are expanding our system. We have a significant capital program. And so what we'd like to do is to make sure that we can continue to expand the system while maintaining that high operational excellence that we intend to implement during the games.
Perfect. Well, we want to thank you for taking the opportunity to speak with us and talk to our audience, giving us the very important information you just gave us. We thank you for taking the time, and we hope that this is not the first time we're going to be talking as we move forward to these two large events that are coming to Los Angeles. Once again, thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you soon.